What's up, guys? We've posted each of these clips with long captions in the past, but I'd like to describe what we do to help wideouts improve with their jabs. All this stuff has helped our guys tremendously. We have a sequence we'll use. Some days we may hit every drill. Others, we may be more selective in what we do. It's really based on who we have there and how much time we have. We started implementing this jab circuit immediately out of the warm-up every single day. We'll hit 2 to 4 reps each side. It's helped the guys we've worked with a ton, so I really wanted to share it and get in depth. The first part of the drill, we're really just allowing guys to slow down and experience what we're looking for when we work the jabs. We want our foot, hip, and shoulder all moving in sync with that opposite arm thrusting across our body. We'll discuss the arms in a bit more depth later. It's really all about hip displacement, meaning if my hips don't move laterally, neither will my cover defender. Cannot emphasize that enough. We'll be working off the inside edge of our foot here, so we're not going to be striking the ground as we would in a hard break. It's a simple drill. Really slow it down and feel it. Feel the weight shift from one hip into the other. I like to tell guys that have played basketball, it's like you have the ball in triple threat and you're trying to jab one way in order to get to the lane to the opposite side. The second part of the drill is what we refer to as running a running single. We use the word running very loosely. We're looking to rip our hip, foot, and shoulder across the line with the opposite arm coming as well. We love using lines because it provides immediate feedback about if we achieve that hip displacement. Did I clear the line or not? Big coaching point here is to finish the jab. I want to rip my hip and hit that jab, and once I do, I want to push back out across the line. Big coaching point here is a lot of guys will commonly rush the jab, so before I even get my hip through, I'll start moving back to the other side, whether that's to exit the jab or to hit my second jab. We always want to think of jabs as individual. So if I'm working a double, rather than thinking I have 2 jabs, I'm thinking about I have 2 single jabs rather than just one big double. And then the final part is now we're just hitting a running double, which is essentially the same thing as the running single, but now we just add a second jab. So we really want the guys to feel their weight shift from one hip to the other. As we mentioned before, treating them as 2 individual jabs. That way neither of them are rushed. Keeping the arms tight for 2 reasons. First and foremost, if that arm gets too far outside, it's going to take a long time to get it back and thrust across for that second jab. Also, perhaps most importantly, if the arm is way outside the frame, we can't use it when the cover defender shoots their arms. Our next drill is another series we'll do. We call it jab sequence. In this drill, we basically break down each part of the double jab and progress it to a full release and then to a full release with the cover defender. You can do this with any number of jabs. We just keep it to a double for the simplicity of it. Before we dive any deeper, though, we do not consider the loading of the back leg that you're going to see here as a false step. It's unnatural to explosively rip your hip to a jab from a dead stop. Athletes will naturally self-organize and load that back leg to add some twitch or explosion to that initial jab. It's similar to a vertical jump. If you were to work your vertical jump from a counter movement versus from a static movement or static position, you would blow away your static vertical jump with the counter movement jump because you're able to have some type of momentum into that jump. It's the same concept here, loading that back leg into that first jab. Now that that's out of the way, let's kind of talk about the important stuff. So in this drill, we'll have all the receivers on the same call. So they'll get a 1 call, a 2 call, and an exit call. On the 1 call, they'll work a single jab and hold it. We're working that foot, hip, shoulder, and opposite arm with some type of twitch or speed. Okay. On the 2 call, they'll work that second jab and hold it, same as before. Now on the exit, they'll rip across, exit their double jab at full speed. Okay. We tell guys release to run, meaning unless it's hard or lunge press, the point of contact or that jam isn't coming straight forward. It's going to be coming on the exit as we get hipped. So we want to exit our release and get the shoulders turned to run as fast as possible. What we mean by shoulders turned, I'm not even referring to the blade right now. We don't want our shoulders square as we exit the line of scrimmage. So the release is simply a race to a spot. We use jabs to either get a head start or because our defender is in the direction we want to go. So if I were racing to this spot, I wouldn't run with my shoulders square. I would snap them and turn them immediately to run there. Exiting a release is no different. Release to run. Here are some good clips of AB demonstrating that. Watch his shoulders slightly turn and snap to where he wants to go as he exits. This also puts us in a better position to blade when that offhand jam does come. We want to think about attacking in V's at the line of scrimmage, getting width and depth simultaneously. Now, once we have gotten that width and depth and we've won to the spot, that's when we need to hold our line, shave and stacked. In our drill that we do from the line, we have lacrosse lines on every single field. I like to tell our guys in our drill, by the blue line, you should be back on the white. So by the blue line, you should be back on the white line to ensure that we've stacked. Our next progression of the jab sequence is to combine the exit and the second jab. We're just getting more specific to the full double now. So the guys will get one call and an exit call. We should see all the same coaching points on both the jabs and the exit, reinforcing that we want to treat the double as two individual jabs. Foot, hip, shoulder, opposite arm are still in sync, and release to run. The whole time we're thinking about what would we need to do to tell our cover defender we're going opposite. The final progression before adding a cover defender is to hit the full double. Guys will have the option to work a double jab or a drop double jab. Drop double is just terminology we use to decipher between which foot is leading that double. When we say drop double, it simply means that our first jab is coming from the foot that is up. Coaching points don't really change. A lot of our guys really prefer to lead with that front foot because it's a lot quicker than going with the traditional double jab where the back foot has to come from all the way behind us. Our final two progressions consist of adding a cover defender. The entire game is about responding to a stimulus, so just adding a human being to react to makes a drill that much more translatable. The guys will have a premeditated release. In this situation, they either have their left foot up to work a double or right foot up to work a drop double. Pre-snap, giving the defender a direction to step. For the receiver now, if the defender steps where I would exit my double, then the double now becomes a triple on the fly. So for example, if I have my left foot up and I'm double jabbing, that would make me finish to the right. If the defender steps to my right, I need to get that right foot back in the ground across face to the left. Should the defender stay still or step away from where I would finish on my double, then nothing changes. I hit my double full speed and exit. We want the defender to try to punch through our armpit on the exit, so we have to clear it with the chop, shed, or blade. Definitely something we need to get better at is being more focused as the defender. There will be mistakes made here. We need them to grow. If every rep was perfect, it means the drill isn't challenging enough to benefit from. This is not a controlled environment. We're responding to a stimulus. The final progression is the same exact thing, but now instead of just stepping in a direction, the defender is not only going to step, they're going to latch and try to run with the receiver. The release drill now turns into stack the stacker, a drill I got from Coach Callahan at Monmouth, who's one of the best. Our goal is to stack by the blue line, as we mentioned before. All the same coaching points apply on the release work. Now we're just finishing stem work as well. We're adding some stem work to it. We spend a lot of time on the line of scrimmage as wideouts. I don't know if we do enough work with in the stem, trying to cap vertically or clear the arm. So these are some of the drills that have helped our guys a ton. I know it was a long video, so I hope you're able to grab a coaching point or two. Thank you guys for your time. Any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot me a message. I don't have all the answers. These are just some things that have worked for us. So if you want to share some things, that's greatly appreciated as well. Thank you.